Energy is always constant. Consciousness also constant. Please remember this reality. Energy is always constant. Only the arrangement is only changing. Two hydrogen and one oxygen become water. We are all the byproduct of this non-vibrating consciousness and vibrating consciousness. This is the base of global energy parliament. When we can think and we can tune our own self, that self-service is the highest service of the universe. Because we want to love, which way you are loving your own self. That's why the reason I particle is the bridging particle of external world and internal world, universe and self. This is the base of global energy parliament.
The conference here today is not about physical energy, as I said. It's more about the energy that makes human beings what they should be. The energy that brings about peace, the energy that contributes to welfare of human beings, their mental welfare, their spiritual welfare, contributing to the global peace. Today, the world is full of conflict. People are suffering everywhere. People are suffering even places where there is surplus of energy. That is because the lack of real energy in these societies among the policymakers. And I am sure a conference of this nature will contribute to the development of real energy that we all aspire for and all we require.
The center cannot hold. It is against this background.
Actually, the
that Swami
Global
Isa
Energy Parliament, or GEP as we call it, is a very unique experiment. We are experimenting with a very, very original concept. Everything that happens around us is twice born. First, it is born in the mind. Then it is born in the field. The essential correlation between the two, that is the subjective and the objective, is oftentimes not understood properly. It is in this context that a very pioneering thought has been given to the world by His Holiness Swami Isa. There is no dichotomy between the subjective and the objective. This is a parliament, not an elected parliament. This is a parliament of volunteers who feel that they have got a right and a duty to the whole globe. Boundaries of the world have a relevance only to decide citizenship. Otherwise, we are all members of the global world. The recommendations that are made here will be made available to the national governments and the international organizations so that policy decisions emanate at every level, so that this essential oneness of humanity, the essential oneness of man with nature becomes a reality which will be implemented in the various policies and programs of governments and non-governmental organizations in future.
Going a little back to past, in 1992, that there was the first UN conference on environment and development. And this is my first attendance to the Global Energy Parliament, and I'm glad that this year's peace is a central topic that we discuss together. I'm dealing with sustainable development for many years, but I never spoke about relation of peace with sustainable development. Peace and sustainable development are interconnected and indivisible.
What do we see now? Conflicts, old are usually continuing, new are being added. We see globalization with the not necessarily rupture, but with changes in very many aspects of our common life, with tectonic changes in the world with regard to economy, technology, distribution of wealth, emerging of new regions in, let's say, social or political way.
I found very interesting for myself the kind of approach that the Energy Parliament is putting forward. It was very refreshing for me to think about the issues, the problems, to which I am quite accustomed, I would say. I tend to believe I know them, but to look at them from a more general perspective, maybe from a different angle that the Energy Parliament is offering, for me it was indeed very useful and refreshing.
It is for the first time I feel that we are really taking shape as a parliamentary session, and we are really becoming conscious of the resolutions and how we can make the world wake up through our thoughts, through our resolutions, and especially the energy we are capable of putting behind that, because they are not just mere words. So here for the first time we are united together to speak about the truth. Then secondly, the importance given to the word consciousness. Until now we go towards body, then senses, then mind, and then we speak about soul, but without understanding what is soul or what is beyond mind. And this word consciousness has opened the eyes of many, and I believe this is the right way, the scientific way to go through. And I'm extremely happy to meet so many good people, people with heart, people with mind, people with great capacities and abilities, and people speaking sincerely.
It was amazing, absolutely amazing. In fact, it was wonderful to find people thinking the same things than disabled children, and all the lecturers and conferences I met in the international symposium.
This year's theme was very impressive, especially the theme you have chosen for this year's Global Energy Parliament, the science of humans in peace and peace in humans. And that has been very significant and very pertinent issues related with the world peace and security, especially in the context of what is happening in the international arena these days in many parts of the world. And the people, those who came from different parts of the world, they highlighted a number of issues related with peace. How can the positive energy to develop peace in this world, peace and harmony, that has been the main highlights, I would say, that this year's Global Energy Parliament.
Here the few brains, human beings, receiving in proper manner. Now all the deliberations, they providing the environment for thinking in deeply. And slowly it is going to digest. Usually we used so many words. We doesn't know the actual meaning. Now the consciousness itself. All are using, I am conscious about this. When they're saying about the consciousness, they never realizing real consciousness. They are thinking about energy vibrating consciousness, because piece of thought, piece of information, what are the information they have, that knowledge they think that is consciousness, perfect basic consciousness. That is not basic, fundamental, non-vibrating consciousness. Non-vibrating consciousness is absolute happiness. From the limited consciousness, I want to reach the total consciousness. That is the vision, that is a mission of the Global Energy Parliament. From the limited consciousness, we want to reach the unlimited, all-pervading, omnipotent consciousness, happiness. When we can achieve, then only life becomes fulfilled. That is need. As a human being, their birthright, I want to reach that higher happiness. When this energy parliament is a kindling a light for showing the path where they want to go. You have the energy light, limited light, go ahead. When you can reach unlimited, omnipotent, real happiness, don't stop, go ahead till reach 100% perfect, omnipotent, real consciousness. Then only life become happy. That way we can solve war and all kind of problems, individual problem, family problem, society problem, national, international, global, universal agitations. How we can solve? This way we can solve all the problem. All the problems coming from our thought. Thought have clear concept about that life goal. We can solve everything. Energy parliament basically focusing first to solve our own problem. That lead to the family, society and universe. That way we can able to develop a sustainable universe. That is the ultimate goal of Global Energy Parliament.